In day 8 DataBricks series, we will talk about Optimize command and Upsert command in this notebook. Before explaining this concept, I am just explaining this basic part where we had this table which is Optimize Delta table, and here you can see several operations are there. What kind of operations are there? You can see first I am going to create this table. Using this create table, your columns will be like stationary. It's neither active or inactive. Then you will perform some write operation where we have some insert option or some inserting any values. So I'm not going, that part is active currently, but I'm going to write some other values. I'm going to write other values. So for this timestamp, the active condition will be there, but you can see for keep it consistent, we are going to update this value. So whatever we have done in this scenario, in this write to, I'm going to update this table. In this scenario, this would be inactive, but this, because of this update table, this would be inactive. Now I'm going to delete this part, this third row as well. So this would be inactive currently, and here we will have nothing. So what will happen inside the DataBricks, it will consider only active file to process thousands files, because you will have to fetch 1000 files in DataBricks sometimes. So fetching or reading these files is taking very much time and taking very long time in DataBricks. So we are using Optimize part here. How to deal with this Optimize part? I'm going to give this hands-on practice. Let's say I'm going to create a table inside our schema. So I'm going to write this code. For this code, I had just created, I'm just deleting this part here and changing my default setting. This would be default language for me. So I'm going to convert this part, and here I'm going to use this cluster. Let's explore this cluster. This compute resources is unrestricted, single user, performance is LTS, standard DS3 version, V2 version, and unchecked use photon acceleration, so that I have very less DataBricks units per hour. This would take very less cost in my Azure portal. Let's run this cell so that I can automatically connect my recent resources. It's going to connect my most recent compute resources. Okay. Can you see it's showing okay? Now I can create other resources as well. What kind of resources you can create? I'm going to explore this hands-on. Now I'm going to create a table where I'm going to write some schema along with this. I have ready this code. So I'm going to create this optimized table, education label, where character, line number, employed, unemployed, dense rank, everything is showing here. You can run this cell because your default command is SQL. This is SQL command to create this table. Okay, let's go back here in the catalog. It's opening in a new tab because I had just click paste cut from my left hand side. Now I can see here in my location, optimized table is showing here. Can you see? It's showing certain values. If you go down, you will find certain columns. If you go up, you will find other details as well. Now you can see once I have created this table, I can insert some operation because we need to write something. Here we had create table, we had created table, and in the next insert command you will learn, this insertion option will help you to learn how to update this table, how to insert anything here. So I'm going to insert something. Delta is my schema, optimized table is my name. So I'm going to insert it. This is showing how many number of affected rows, how many number of inserted rows. Okay. So let's create another part. Let's create one other line numbers. This is line number 100. This is line number 101. Can you see it's just inserted one row? I'm just inserting one more row so that we can have another write to. This write to means inserting another object here. Now I'm going to write 2 here. Let's write third row. So I'm going to write third option here. Can you see it's showing third row? So I'm going to create this one. This is inserting third row with value 101. Now I'm going to insert it next row, which is having another line number. So we are performing 4 write operation here, so that it's going to performs everything here. Okay. Now let's delete something from my file. I'm going to delete something. So I'll write delete a record. So let's run this code, deleting this line number, this row which is having line number 101. Let's run. You can see it's going to delete this part. Can you see? Meanwhile, in the next command, I'll going to update this part. Can you see? This is going to update. This is going to delete everything. Now I'm going to update this row. So what kind of updation I require? I'm going to update here this table. This is line number 99, and it's going to change this line number 102. So from 102, it's going to convert 99. Let's optimize. Let's see how this optimize command is working. Okay. So I'm going to make a heading. So this would be optimize command. Inside this, I'm going to write optimize schema and then table name. So it will write that path where we had optimized table. It will also show that what kind of metrics do we had. It will also show others parameters also. Can you see? It's showing that path where we had this table. It's showing this metrics where we had everything. If you expand, this is showing if you have added one thing, you have removed this thing, you have like number of files we have removed 3, we have so many batches, total clusters, and we had deletion vectors here. We had n number of vectors. This is showing what kind of operation we have done in past over this table. Okay, let's go ahead with this table. How we can see what kind of ingredient do we had. I'm going to run this code and just creating this part. Can you see so many rows are showing because I have already created this table and I had performed insertion operation so many times. This is reason it's showing so many rows, but for you it will showing only 3 or 4 rows because you do not have that table. Let's run this table with another name. Okay, so I'm going to create this table as underscore, and I'm going to convert it underscore, and going to convert this underscore, and going to convert this underscore. I'm going to rename it all the names here. Okay, and performing all the operations, deleting, deletion, updating in the same row. And how to perform this optimize part, how to see this part and run all. You can see it will running all the cells here very quickly. Then we can describe history for my data tables. Okay. Can you see once we have changed this name, so it's showing only 2 rows, which is the final command, because we had converted 3 rows, we had inserted 3 rows and deleted 1 row. Here I have inserted 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, but we had deleted 1, so 3 and then updated 1. Okay, so this is showing only 2 rows because we had same kind of rows as well. Okay, now can we have some other values? What kind of history do we had? I'm going to update this part. Okay, Okay, so if you go down, you can see this is showing so many things over this table. What kind of optimize we had seen, we had update table, we had delete, we had recently written for thing, we had create table eventually. So this is showing version name, and in previous days we had seen how to deal with this version name, and you can retrieve using this version name as well. And if you go right to this part, you will find certain customer ID is here, what kind of isolation level is there, how many numbers files we have removed, how many active files we had, how many inactive files we had. You can see this is going to optimize in your table. But here I'm going to describe table. I'm going to select this table from my optimize way. Okay, so this is going to optimize my delta table where we had combined values, and everything is showing here, where we had so many number files added and so many number files removed from my part, and it's going to take only active files. Let's retrieve from version name. So if you are going to write it here, it's going to write version of 1. If you can see, this will be version of 1, not last version. Can you see we had only two things in one thing inserted. If I click here on version number 2, it's going to insert two things here. Okay, if I see version number 3, how many rows we have inserted, it's showing that part. Okay, because we might have some inserted values. If I see version number 4, this might be some other values. Can you see this changing as per this updation here? Can you see? Okay, if I look at version number 7, so it will be different, it will throw different output. So far we discussed regarding versioning of this part, optimizing the table, and it's showing that updation and everything is here. Okay, let's go to the next part. What is the next part here? And for this next part, I'm going to create a source table. So I'm going to create a text, and here I'm going to write this table and going to creating a source table. So I'm going to create first table with certain schema. Let's change this name here. With this source table, certain numbers are there, and we will see how to perform in this hands-on. We will see how to perform upsert value. So upsert is nothing but update plus insert. Okay, what kind of updation is there? That is going to insert this one. If same matching rows is fine, so we can see how it's going to add this one. So I'm going to insert some values here. Okay, let's see what kind of ingredient do we had. I'm going to display this value using SQL command. I'm going to insert in this table source underscore table underscore, and I'm going to display this table. Can you see 3 rows are inserted? 3 rows are inserted by me. Okay, now I can create destination tables also, so that we can insert something. So creating a destination table is an entirely different thing. Okay, so I'm going to paste it here, and inside this destination table I'm going to provide some schema. This will walk you through the upsert insertion. So I'm going to insert some values in this table as well, which is destination table, and here I'm going to insert something so that we had certain values. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 rows are there, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 columns are here. So in these two tables we had same numbers on. I'm going to apply insert using merge option. So how to perform this insert using merge option? I'm going to write this one using apply insert using merge option. So for this I'll have to write merge into command using merge into delta destination table. I want to destination table in this table. What is the source table? I'm going to command use source table as source. So I'm going to use source table to insert something. Okay. So what is the common column? So I'm going to provide common column. This common column is destination. From destination, just pick up line number. From source, just pick up line number. So this would be common column in between these two. Here we had this common column as, let's see, can we retrieve this one? Yes, we can write select star from this table. Now we had 100 and 101. Here we had 500 and 1500 and 500. So we had different numbers. If you go back here we had line number what? 100, 101 and 103. So which is 103, which is uncommon values? So line number 103 is mismatching here, which is not available in the destination column. So when it is matched, then update. So I'm going to write when this is going to match, when you find this same line number which is matching number 100 and 101. Here you can see 100 and 101. If you find this one, you just update this value. So what kind of values we are going to update? We are going to update this number: destination, education level, line number, employed, unemployed, industry, gender, date inserted, and dense rank. After inserting this one, after changing these value, when not match, if you are not matching this one, then you are supposed to insert. This is called update plus insert. So I'm going to match this value and insert something. If this is not matching, which is not matching? 103. If this is not matching, just insert this value from this source value. Let's run this code. Once we had applied this upsert command, we can see what the changes we had seen. We have 3 rows affected, and let's run destination table again. Can you see this is showing 100, 101 and 103? Okay, so here we had 15250 in the destination number, but now we had 45 and 6500 employed. Okay, so previously we had 45 and 650, which is taken from previous values. Okay, now we had inserted this part. Okay, you can see this has been updated from this particular value. Okay, so what we had done in part 1, we had just optimized our code. What we had done in part 2, we just applied insert using merge table, and this is going to insert that table which is not matching, and it's going to update the table which is matching for the common column we had. This is called upsert option. This is most asked question in the interview. Just keep updating yourself, and do not forget to delete this resources and this cluster, because it's going to paid. This one I'm going to terminate here, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you.